Hi there, I'm Shaina Billow, a knitting teacher and knitwear designer from New Jersey, and I love designing and knitting sweaters. One of my favorite things to teach knitters are the best ways to finish their sweaters so that they have professional looking pieces that they love wearing. When I worked as a professional knitwear finisher, one thing that I noticed that could make or break a sweater was how the pickup edges were done, either on the neckline or the button band of people's sweaters. And so in this quick tutorial, I'm going to go through some of my favorite tips for how to get a professional looking picked up edge on your projects so that your button bands, your neck bands, anywhere that you need to pick up stitches looks beautiful and smooth, and that you can be really proud and confident of your knits. There are two main types of edges that you will encounter when you are knitting. One of them is a cast on or bound off edge where you have stitches that are sitting upright, and the other type of edge are rows, stitches that are sitting on their sides because they've been worked in rows, so a side edge of your piece. Once you can master picking up on each of those sides, there are a few more nuances to cover, and then you'll be picking up beautifully in no time. When picking up stitches in your knitted projects, there are a few things to consider. Number one, what needle will you use? Are you going to use the same size needle that you worked the main part of the project on, or will you use a smaller size needle? I tend to like to use a smaller needle when I'm working a button band or a collar on a sweater because I find it makes the edge a little firmer and neater looking. You may want to use a needle size that's 2 sizes smaller. Certainly you can follow what the designer of your pattern suggests. Another consideration when picking up stitches on your project is figuring out what part of the work you're looking at when you are picking up those stitches. Are you looking at a bound off or a cast on edge? Or are you looking at the side edge of your project, at rows instead of stitches? Once you know what you're looking at, then it becomes time to pick up the stitches. Here I'm going to show you how to pick up stitches along a cast on or bind off edge in your work. Before I do that, I'd like to show you what a stitch looks like. In our knitting, we have these little chevrons that work across our row. Each of these chevrons is built of stitches that we've made as we've knit our row. When I refer to a stitch in knitting, I'm referring to a chevron that points down like this. Oftentimes I say it's a little letter V. Looks like a little letter V. So if you can find some of those on your fabric of your project, that would be great. Find some stitches that look like letter V's. V as in victory. That's what we're looking for, the arrows that point down. Here's one stitch, here's another, V and V, and in between those two stitches we have an arrow that points up. Looks a bit like a letter A. When we are picking up across the work, we want to make sure that we're going only into the V's. So you want to make sure you locate your V's and you can follow them up to the top of the work. When we pick up stitches on a cast on or bound off edge, we're going to be picking up at a 1-to-1 ratio, which means if I had 28 stitches across my work here, I should be picking up 28 stitches across my work. I'm going to begin by inserting my needle at the edge of the work into the very first V, into the very first stitch here. So my needle is pushed in from the front to the back, making sure I'm going into the V and not the A. This would be the A. Here's the V right next to it. Once I've inserted my needle into that space, I'm going to wrap my working yarn around the needle for knit and bring up the new stitch. After I've picked up this stitch, I'm going to go into the next one that looks like a little letter V. If you're having trouble seeing it, just look down further into the fabric and you'll see a little bit better. So I'm going into this V, I'm wrapping my yarn for knit, and I bring through the new stitch. So I've now picked up 2 stitches on my needle. You'll notice here I'm going into the very first clean looking row that's beneath the bound off edge. I am not going into these stitches on the bound off edge. That will not give you a nice looking finish. The best finish you can get is by going into the first row that looks nice, just below the bound off edge. So you insert your needle into the V, wrap the yarn for knit, and bring the new stitch out. So again, we're picking up at a 1-to-1 ratio. For every V on the project, we are picking up 1 new stitch onto the needle. And the stitches are put on the needle by essentially knitting a new stitch onto the needle out of the fabric that you've inserted your needle into. So I'm inserting my needle into the blue fabric, wrapping my new yarn, and pulling out a pink stitch. Again, make sure you're going only in the V's. That will give the piece the most consistency. It will look seamless if you do that. So we're going to every V, not the A's. And again, if you're having trouble seeing them, just look down. And once you see a column of V's, follow it to the top. Here I'm approaching garter stitch. And we can pretend even that this garter stitch is reverse stockinette stitch or that it's seed stitch. Essentially, it all comes down to no matter what the texture is that you've got in your pickup, whether it's stockinette, reverse stockinette, garter, seed, we're still looking for that little V. There it is. Each stitch you have, whether it's a purl or a knit, makes a little letter V. And that is what we are inserting our needles in, wrapping the yarn around and coming up through. That is how you pick up stitches on top of stitches. So on cast on or bound off edges, that is how you pick up. Oftentimes when we are knitting a project that has neck shaping for say a crew neckline or maybe armhole shaping on a vest, we'll have what are called stair step bind offs, where we are encountering a bound off edge that needs stitches picked up. This happens to be a very interesting edge to pick up stitches on. We're going to start it off the same way that we did for the regular stitch to stitch pickup, where we go into the very first stitch below the bound off edge and pick up a new stitch into it. Then into the next stitch. So far, this is the same as our previous pickup of a stitch for every stitch. And we're going to go until we get to one of these stair steps. So I'm still at a V right here. This is a nice V leading right to the bound off edge above it. And now I'm at a stair step. So what we've got here is a stitch down on this stair, and we've got a stitch next door to it up on the next step. Do not go into this big hole. What we want to do is walk up the stair, insert the needle in, and pick up the very next stitch. So we are skipping over the big hole. Anytime there's a big hole in picking up or on the edge, it's only going to get bigger if you pick up into it. So you want to avoid the big hole. What you're doing is you're going into stitch, stitch, and then this next stitch, but all the way upstairs. So here's my stitch from step number 2, another stitch from step number 2, and now I'm ready for step 3, and I'm going into the very next stitch here. So I'm in this column, I've picked up a stitch, I'm moving over to the next column and picking up the stitch right on top. So the trick here is look down to find your columns, make sure you're only picking up at the top of the columns and not in the middle of the stair step, because you will get a really unattractive hole in your knitting. And that is how you pick up over stair step edges. The other main type of edge that we'll encounter when we're picking up stitches is along the side of the work, where we have rows instead of stitches. What's interesting about this is that our stitches and our rows are not the same size. If I take this little square and I cover up a group of stitches here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches in this space, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows in that same space. We have a square with 4 stitches wide and 6 stitches tall. What this tells us is that our stitches are shorter than they are wide. So our stitches are not squares, they're actually stout rectangles. So when we pick up along the edge, what's happening is we are picking up stitches on top of rows where we only need 4 stitches to fit into the space of 6 rows. In order to do that, what we're going to do is actually skip holes as we're picking up along the side. Let me show you how. I'm ready to pick up. What I'm going to do is uncurl the edge of my work because stockinette stitch curls. I'm going to find the first clean column of stitches here. So right here, this row is nice and smooth. If I move further up, I'm in a half of a stitch, and that's not as tidy. And if I'm down here, I've just got much too much fabric up here. So I'm going to go with 1 stitch above my needle. I'm in the 1 stitch selvage. Starting at the bottom of the work, right at the corner, I'm going to insert my needle into the very first hole, or the very first row in that first stitch selvage, wrap my yarn for knitting, and bring that through to the front. Then I'm going to insert my needle into the next row, wrap the yarn, and come through. If you recall from our exercise before with the square, we had 4 stitches for every 6 rows. If we take that ratio down a little bit, that means we have 2 stitches for every 3 rows. I've already picked up 2 stitches. This would be my 3rd row. I'm going to skip it. So pick up 1 stitch to 1 row, 1 stitch to 2 rows, and then skip the 3rd row, and just like that you've got your 2 to 3 ratio of stitches to rows. 1, 2, skip. 1, 2, skip. 1, 2, skip, etc. all the way to the other end. This ratio works with stockinette stitch, with ribbing, with cable knitting. It's a little different for garter stitch. With garter stitch, our rows are condensed, so you only need to pick up 1 stitch for every garter stitch ridge. That's 1 stitch for every 2 rows instead. So I usually just pick up 1 stitch in each of the ridges here. So garter stitch is the exception, but typically a ratio of 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 will work very nicely when picking up along the edge of the work. If you are mathematically inclined, you can measure your gauge or take the numbers that your pattern requires and figure out a more precise ratio. Rather than using the 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 that I recommend, you can figure out your exact ratio of stitches to rows and then pick up stitches accordingly, skipping the number of rows you would need to skip to fit in the correct amount of stitches. So you can certainly do that. And just like in picking up stitches earlier, where I showed you that working on top of a knit stitch or a purl stitch is the same thing, it's true as well for stockinette and reverse stockinette. We still have rows here. They just happen to be a little more textured than on our stockinette side, but we still have a line of holes that we can pick up our stitches into as we are picking up to get a nice tidy edge. When you're picking up around a crew neckline, often what you'll encounter is a bound-off edge, stitches in a stair step, and then some straight rows along the side of the neck. As you're picking up for a crew neckline, you will need to use the techniques we just covered, where you pick up a stitch for a stitch in every bound-off edge, And then you pick up across your stair steps, making sure to skip that jump that goes up, and then picking up at your stitch to row ratio anytime you encounter rows. So picking up really boils down to recognizing what type of stitch you're looking at. Is it a stitch? Is it a row? And picking up the correct ratio accordingly onto your new needle with your new yarn. And once you've mastered that, your picked up edges will look flawless and smooth. There will be a pickup ridge on the inside of your fabric where you've picked up your stitches. That's totally normal, and it does not affect the look of the sweater on the outside or the look of your picked up edge on the outside. One exception to our ratio rule is an angled edge like this in this V-neck sample. Here, although it looks like a regular line of rows where you would pick up at your 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 stitch to row ratio, since we have a little extra width here accounted for in that angle, we want to pick up extra stitches as well to make up for that space. So if your typical ratio was 2 to 3, for a V-neck you might pick up 3 to 4. Or if your ratio was 3 stitches to 4 rows, in a V-neck you would pick up 4 to 5. So you would add a few extra stitches in for every group of rows in order to help make this V-neck sit nice and flat and not pull the whole sweater in. I hope that the tips I've shared are going to be useful for you in the future working on your sweaters and beautiful projects. I have a free printable information sheet that I've put together for you based on this mini workshop that will help you remember where to pick up which type of stitch, as well as some of the ratios that you'll encounter when you're picking up. I've also included on that printable instructions on how you can create your own buttonhole row. Since you might end up picking up stitch counts that are different from what your pattern calls for, it's good to have those skills on the ready so that you can adapt your pattern based on the number of stitches that you've picked up rather than what the pattern has called for. So head to the link down below for more information on how you can get the printable for picking up stitches beautifully every time. Happy knitting! Thanks for watching.